What's going on, guys? Detached here, and welcome back to Destiny. Today we got an absolute huge news drop for Destiny 2, so let's jump into things and see what we've got. Let's jump in with what we saw from IGN. IGN first was back today with an interview from Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy. They decided to talk a lot about the vision for Destiny 2. They also talked about the story and the lore in the game. First off, in the IGN video is this part of the Iron Temple, with what looks to be a very similar item that was in the speaker's chambers back in the tower. I'm pretty certain we're looking at an identical item just like what we had in the tower. People are also questioning whether the weapon we see here is a new exotic. But who knows, it could just be a regular weapon, a blue, a green. It looks to be a scout rifle of some sort. So right now this is just a big question whether we have a new exotic we're looking at. So more to come possibly for what this gun really is. Luke Smith went into some detail and answers surrounding Destiny 2. He spoke about two different directions they could have gone. One being a very large Taken King style expansion with huge overhauls to the quality of life in the game, or they could have made a full-blown sequel. Well, obviously they chose option 2 to go with that full-blown game. Getting the story right was their top priority. The characters, the game, they were all supposed to be relatable and memorable to all of the Guardians. The campaign, on the other hand, was supposed to be absolutely epic, the largest we've seen. And the lore, it will also have its own story, which honestly I truly love. According to Mark Noseworthy, the game world is a key part of the storytelling in Destiny 2, and to Mark Noseworthy's words, the lore in Destiny 1 was very niche. It had a place, and there were people who led that front, and now it becomes more open to a larger group of people. Mark Noseworthy also seemed to imply the exotic weapons and armor would be telling the stories of the lore and some of those characters they would be attached to. This pretty much says that exotic quests will be returning for both weapons and armor. For the map, they actually showed off a full-sized map of Nessus, one of the planets we'll be visiting very soon, and they showed off a lot of the activities that we'll get to do within that map. One of those being a quick preview of Failsafe, which is one of the AIs that we'll actually get to interact with within those missions, probably towards the Nessus range, and dealing with any of the mobs that we have to go do for those quests. They also talked about the treasure maps within the Arcadian Valley, and it talked about Cade 6, so we're probably going to have a storyline that follows Cade within that Nessus range as well. There are a ton of other things, along with the public events that now actively show up within the map and give you an idea of when they're going to start, what light level they start at, and where they're located in the map, so that it's not a guessing game anymore. Note, this is not going to happen on every activity. You will still be able to change weapons or armor in a strike, patrol, or crucibles, but when it comes to everything else, say the raid or a nightfall, you are probably going to have some challenge on those locked loadouts, where it's going to raise that difficulty, it's going to raise that challenge to increase the activities. And honestly, I really like that idea. It's going to force people to buckle down and really learn what their characters can and can't do. And we are probably looking at the third subclass, as we had in the Taken King. It potentially is not returning for the launch of Destiny 2. I fully see Destiny 2 launching with two subclasses, so the big question still exists. Do we, when Destiny 2 launches, will we be seeing the Stormcaller, the Sunbreaker, and the Night Stalker for the Hunter? I don't know if they're going to be coming back. It is unconfirmed, so we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But guys, that wraps up this week's Destiny 2 news, as we have had a ton of stuff. I hope you guys are having an amazing evening, and this week is treating you very well. I thank you all so much for joining in on the video. It means a lot for just you stopping in to watch the video. If you like, drop the video a comment, a like, and a subscribe is always appreciated. I hope you guys stay awesome, and I will see you all next time.